Hey guys, and welcome to the studio. Welcome back. My name is Frost. I do DJ production and also video work. I'm going to be talking specific today about drones, and this is going to be part of our new RKO flight school. Now let's jump over to the screen here. So it only takes a quick search of LiPo Batteries, Li-PO, to find lots of interesting explosions, fires, all types of different calamity. It looks like we have a nuclear explosion. That's not quite what we're talking about here. But what I want everyone who's listening to this and who's operating drones and is getting into this world to understand is that lithium polymer chemistry is a great chemistry because what it does is allows for an enormous amount of energy to be used quickly. So high current applications is what LiPo batteries are really good for. So in a situation like a drone, especially a racing drone, we're looking at extreme bursts of energy. And this is why lithium polymer was chosen to actually be, I shouldn't say chosen, it's why it's used, because it is a very high current battery cell chemistry that can be used. So having said that, what's important is that not only is it powerful, it also doesn't work with oxygen. So when oxygen touches the chemistry of these batteries, it bursts up into flames. So it's really important to understand that this is not a stable battery chemistry. When I was a kid, I remember charging alkaline batteries in a nickel cadmium charger, and it didn't work out too well, but it didn't start a fire. It made some funky colors. It looked like gray paint, actually, as I recall. But the battery chemistry is really important because there's different values and attributes for each one that make it suitable for a particular application. So when we're talking about something like a car battery, it needs to last for a long time, and it needs to have a wide range of operating temperatures, sitting and charge cycles, all these types of different considerations. But when we stick to drones, or when we come into drones, what we're looking for is high current draw, basically the ability to pull in as much juice into those motors as needed, right? So that's the main bottleneck of some of these chemistries, is that they simply cannot produce the current. So producing an amount of power, a low amount of power over a long period of time is one thing, but being able to discharge a battery very, very quickly, which is typically what's happening in drones because they use a lot of energy, right? We've used lithium polymer as the chemistry. So when we talk about lithium polymer, it's different. It's actually it's restricted on flights. It needs to be carried on you in the cabin, and the reason is because when the lithium polymer chemistry is exposed to oxygen, it starts on fire, and some of them are not pretty. People's houses have been burned down, businesses have been burned down. Intelligent batteries are really something that's a good thing, and DJI has really revolutionized the industry because now understanding that 3.8 is resting voltage and 4.2 is full charge is not something that people have to listen to or really have to worry about now with products like DJI. So that's an intelligent battery. Now, here's the interesting thing, and this is where it comes in from a business standpoint and from a hobbyist builder standpoint as well. We look at this as $170 US, right? If we look at the same capacity over at HobbyKing, which is a pro tip for you guys. HobbyKing is one of the industry leaders. If you haven't been familiar with that, definitely one of the leaders in terms of value-priced hobby and professional grade parts and components. So you can get a lot of stuff from this site, but it's $20.99, okay, versus $169. So there's a tremendous difference in you're basically getting that same chemistry, the same type of battery, everything the same capacity. Sometimes better performance, but it doesn't have the intelligent aspect, which means that the owner and the operator of the batteries needs to understand about the voltages and how to properly manage batteries of this type in order to play in that game. So that's an important consideration. Now, overcharging, bad things happen, right? And this is another reason why, if you're not prepared to learn about electronics and very basic concepts as far as how deep electronics gets, this is pretty basic stuff. But you know, if you're worried about managing voltages and all these types of things, go with this kind of ready to fly setup. But if you do want to learn it, there's tremendous savings, and you can imagine production capability increases if you're using something that costs such a less amount, right? Now we're going to jump real quick into airspace, and I'm going to check the exposure.